Growing up, I was obsessed with maps. In a sense, I felt trapped, so my knack to unwrap this confined box that contained me was to search excessively through blue and green paintings, oceans outlining a landmass masterpiece. And I'd start guessing where I would one day be. There'd be an X marking where I was, and anywhere but right there would inevitably be next. And as I got older, these questions grew greater. I started collecting traveling books. I had articles of other countries pinned to my bulletin boards. I collected used postcards and swore that wherever the sender was from, one day I'd go there. And I became possessed by the posing question, where? Where was the right place for me? Where am I supposed to be? Where is the location landscaping my destiny? And as time continued, these questions became more real for me. I had to start making some hard decisions, choosing occupations, and while weighing destinations, my fixation never ceased. I'd pray to God, where do you want me to be? Determined not to make a wrong move or certain not to take a false step, I had maps and globes filled with options, and I had to go to the right place next. And upon my probing, I came across a passage written by a man named Paul, and while he was preaching the gospel, the government took him captive. And right from where he was, he said this: I have learned what it is to have little, and I've learned what it is to have plenty, and I've learned in whatever state I am to be content. And my first thought when reading that is, Paul, you are in prison. But I learned quickly that it wasn't about the bars placed around him. It wasn't about the cells that restrained him. He was in the right place because of the state his heart was in. He was listening to God. He was pursuing the kingdom. He was growing in his faith. He was in the right place because God was there with him. And I realized that the soil my feet were stepping on, the ground my legs were standing on, wasn't as important as where my heart was. I had spent more seconds caressing road maps than soaking in scriptures, correcting the traps my soul was in. I had put globes on pedestals, worshiping the world instead of the one who came to the world to save it from its pedestals of sin. I've obsessed over every job, every move, every option, consumed with worry that a detour would destroy me. And I've idolized the idea of the perfect destination. And I knew where exactly on a map my ex was located. But when I looked at my heart, where I really was, I just wasn't certain. No, I was not where Paul was, placed inside of a physical prison, but it was my soul. It was my spirit I was allowing to be held captive. It's time for me to redirect my questions. Yes, I should be asking where, but where should my heart be? Where is the right place for my mind to be? Where should my spiritual walk be? Where is the location of my knees, landscaping my relationships, intimacy, and understanding that God's answer is not found on a map. When I am here asking, where is the right place to be? He answers simply, where you are seeking me.